Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And if you wanted any evidence that the corruption is moving into the judicial sector in South Africa, tomorrow night I'm going to be having Emma live at 8 p.m. Johannesburg time. And she's going to be telling her story about how the judicial system has completely destroyed her family. And in fact, she's actually facing time behind bars. This is in South Africa. This is becoming like the old communist Russia in South Africa, with or what happened in the early 1940s or late 1930s with a certain community within the German Nazi regime. That's what we're talking about South Africa becoming. Let me tell you what this is all about. Emma's story is tomorrow night. This is a completely different story, but you will see the common thread. A couple who was arrested last week for allegedly defrauding their newly bought multi-million rand lodge in Mpumalanga have downplayed the criminal charges as a sustained racist and malicious campaign to kick them out of business. Sikumbuzo Shabalala, 41, and his wife Untombizodwa, 32, bought a 67.7% stake in Ibundu Lodge, situated between Mbombela and White River, for 32 million rand in 2017. And guess what that did? It made that lodge black economic empowerment compliant. And that's probably the reason why the white owners sold that share to these people. The lodge's founder, Willem Jansen, acclaimed business person Real Khoza, and Wayne Blake collectively hold the remaining 32.3%. The lodge boasts 102 standard family-sized luxury and executive rooms, outdoor pool, a restaurant, an outdoor boma, conference facilities for up to 350 guests, and a selection of wedding venues. Instead of enjoying the fruits of their business, the couple have found themselves in a bitter war since 2017, claimed the sale agreement was breached. However, Jansen was forced by the government to stick to the sale agreement. Get that? He was forced by the courts in South Africa, this is a white guy, to stick to the sale agreement. He argues that the minority shareholders were only paid 1/3 of the purchase price, which he claims in 56 million rand, but the court documents mention only 32 million rand. The non-payment, he claims, has been his reason behind waging a fight against the Chabalalas before he uncovered the alleged fraudulent activities. Let's go on. The Hawks pounced on the couple on July the 14th, and they were charged with fraud, forgery, and money laundering. We're talking about the Chabalalas here. The husband and wife, according to the Hawks, allegedly created and submitted fraudulent invoices amounting to 200,000 rand for services that were not rendered. The money was allegedly deposited into their personal accounts, and Mpumalanga Hawks spokesperson Captain Dineo Sekogodi said that the couple released on 5,000 rand bail each and would appear in court again on September the 22nd. The transactions were discovered during an inspection by the partner, who then engaged the Hawks for an investigation that linked the couple to the missing loot, Sekogodi said. However, the couple's lawyer, Macbeth Nkwangwani, said the charges were trumped up and a decoy. Nkwangwani said they want to make the Industrial Development Corporation, or IDC, which gave the Chabalalas the 32 million rand loan to buy the stake in the lodge. Get that? Gave them the 32 million rand loan to buy the stake in the lodge. Have had second thoughts about my clients and they want to sabotage the acquisition of prime land by black people. And Kugwani went on to say, there's a civil action that Jansen lost, and now he is triggering the criminal justice system. Now, let's just understand this. The Chabalalas didn't have the money, but they got a loan. Or I don't think it was even a loan. Let's just have a look at this. Okay. Didn't even get a loan. They were given the money. This is what you call black privilege, right at the top of the tree. Let me repeat what Nkugwani says. They want to make the Industrial Development Corporation, which gave the Chabalalas this 32 million rand loan to buy the stake in the lodge, when it was actually over 20 million rand more than that, but have had second thoughts about my clients. And now they want to sabotage the acquisition of prime land by black people. Now, this is a very, very important statement here. The Industrial Development Corporation, or IDC, is giving millions of rands to blacks to buy into white businesses, to make them BEE compliant. Giving them money. Giving them money. No loan, just giving them money. These are ANC cadres who are well connected. That's what's going on here. This is how they become instant millionaires. And this is going to happen post the lockdown, believe me, when it comes to what Ramaphosa calls black economic transformation. In other words, this magical thing will happen. But what will actually happen is all the white businesses will have just gone bankrupt because of the lockdown, and then Ramaphosa and his ANC mates, you know, the black privilege, the well-connected, will get loans to set up businesses to complement what has been lost from the white community. This is what is the plan, I'm telling you right now. Anyway, let's continue with the story. There's a civil case that Jansen lost, and now he is triggering the criminal justice system, Nkugwani said. He added that the criminal charges were neither here nor there because the Chabalalas sorted out the books of the business when they took over. All the ex gratia payments are now converted to say that they are fraudulent, Nkugwani said. Sikumbozu alleged that the purchase of the property ended up being a hostile takeover after Jansen changed his mind about selling. Why wouldn't you if someone's pulling the money out and putting it into their own bank account when none of their own money has actually gone to buy their equity in this business? This is a killer punch. This is what's happening around South Africa right now. It's called theft and corruption. That's basically what it's called. Anyway, let's continue. It seems that there is an attempt to damage the business's reputation. Suppliers and people who have made bookings at the place are in a panic now. These attempts started when Willem tried to renege on the sale agreement, and this ended up being a hostile takeover. He has ensured that we can't develop and run the business properly, he said. Run the business properly? You guys are con men. And the Industrial Development Corporation are in your corner. They're con men too. Guess what? Run by the ANC, the gangster state. In December 2017, Jansen failed to cancel the sale agreement after claiming that the Chabalalas had failed to meet two suspensive conditions: that the IDC agree to grant a loan of 32 million rand for the purchase and the shareholding in the company be established as agreed. The Chabalalas went to the Mpumalanga High Court to force Jansen to fulfill his obligation and sell to them, and Judge Henk Rolofse found in their favour. Jansen's application for leave to appeal was dismissed with costs on April the 11th, 2018. The court battle, it seems, has stoked more conflict. Willem told us that he had buyers and asked us why we didn't sell so that we all make money. Last year he wrote to the IDC and said that they were being liquidated and that we were refusing him access to the feature in the running of the business, Sikumbuzo said. He said the Hawks began visiting them immediately after the court case in 2017. Initially, he said they were investigating fraud involving 500,000 rand, but then disappeared. They reappeared this year. Despite these battles, Ubuntu Lodge won the tourism department's Lilizela Award last year. Jansen said more than 200,000 rand was siphoned from the company. Do you get that? Here you've got a tourism resort that's just been made BEE compliant with a couple of fraudsters, and it wins the tourism department's Lilizela Award last year. I don't know who the F Lilizela is, but you can't make this shit up. This is how corrupt the judicial system is in South Africa. And tomorrow night at 8 p.m., that's the 30th of July, you're going to hear the horrors facing white South Africans when they come up against corrupt people in South Africa. Okay, so let's continue. They reappeared this year. Despite these battles, Ubuntu Lodge won the tourism department's Lilizela Award last year. Woo-hoo! You know what the Lilizela Award can do? It can go and pog my horn. Assholes. Anyway, let's continue. Jansen said more than 200,000 rand was siphoned from the company. We've had a few fraudulent incidents that have taken place. Why are we surprised? Really, why are we surprised? The 200,000 rand is the tip of the iceberg. He said that he and the Causa were supposed to be the Chabalala's mentors, but they were chased away. Workers, he said, had either voluntarily resigned or were fired by the couple. These are great new owners, aren't they? You know, this is like a mini ANC government, you know, with all these state-owned enterprises. This is what they do. They follow the same pattern. They totally destroy whatever they touch. Jansen said, they still owe 2/3 of the purchase price, but against my expectation, the court ruled in their favor. I would be stupid to sabotage the place. They have ruined the place themselves, and even if I was offered the place for 1 cent, I would not buy it. Most of the staff members have left, and because of the Chabalala's arrogance, they don't want to listen to anyone. Jansen said he and his wife, Enesta, had always been willing sellers. Before the sale of the Chabalalas was finalized, we discovered that we'd been cheated out of various substantial sums of money, Jansen said. This is what the ANC do. Look at the PPEs. Look at the 500 billion rand that was supposed to go towards combating the COVID-19 disaster, implemented by this corrupt gangster ANC government. Anyway, Jansen went on to say that the IDC refused to make further payments in terms of the contract of the sale agreement due to the unacceptably bad financials of the business. The Chabalalas, he alleged, ran out of funds before the lockdown. It soon became evident that they were not capable of running the business successfully because of inadequate management skills, Jansen said. Well, I could paint that same brush right across the whole of the ANC government, and that's why South Africa's in the, it's a basket case. He added that since last year, he had been contacted by various creditors of Ubuntu to inquire about outstanding accounts and debts. Jansen said the creditors were under the impression that he was also owing them money. He said incredulously, the Chabalalas managed to annihilate this formerly popular and thriving business, thereby leaving staff and other interested parties in a dismal state. They achieved this in less than 1 year. That's just a tourism business. Look what the ANC have done to the entire country of South Africa in just 26 years. That's less than a generation. Jansen's lawyer, Wikus du Toit, said they not paid the purchase price and money invoiced by auditors was paid into their bank account. They're now riding on the horse of racism. They say Jansen is racist to hide their lack of performance. Now, what you're going to hear on the 30th of July during the live stream is a very raw, first-hand account of how this woman's life has been turned around, and she is facing time behind bars on a fraudulent charge, but because she's white, it doesn't matter. This is how compromised everything in South Africa has become, when the judicial system itself is racist, which it is. And I'm not calling all judges in South Africa racist. I'm just saying that there is a racist element in there. And it depends which judge you get when you go to court on what happens with the actual trial. This is how sick South Africa has become. Please see me tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Johannesburg time. That's the 30th of July, to be absolutely on the money, in the main Loving Life channel. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe.